This week on It's Happening Out, with your hosts, gay guru Al Ferguson, lesbian activist Faye What, pansexual leather daddy Elimination, drag queen and comedian Auntie Maine, Latino muscle bear Jonathan Casañas, Gen Z political advocate Max Venning, Gen Z bear and actor Cameron Glass, leadership coach and leather sir Mark Pettit, Indo-Caribbean artist Trinidadi, Muslim American communications exec Cal Gajraj. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. We're broadcasting live and then on demand on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, and of course, YouTube and Facebook for me, because I'm old as hell. Yeah. It's 9 p.m. Wednesday, December 27th, 2023, so we're still saying happy holidays. And I'm your host, Faye What?
Like a train.
I'm your host, Faye What? Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans, students and youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, business, social activism, and faith. Help us support our community. All right, it's time to have some fun. Who needs a shot?
Me!
Yes! And thank you, Elimination, for being naked.
Woo! I brought you that hot fuzz I promised you on the last show.
Yes! Happy birthday to
Happy
me!
birthday. This is all the hot fuzz you get.
Woo!
Everything I
Looking
promised
sexy
you.
as hell. All right. Well, let's play our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. I am going to make 4 statements, and if the hosts agree, they take a shot, okay? Here we go. Question number 1. Not only is Knox the AFAB, assigned female at birth, queen to win any franchise, but she's also the first lesbian to ever win a season of Drag Race and the first to win the Drag Race Germany franchise. After the inaugural season began in September 2023, her win was praised by fans who flocked to social media to send her congratulations for becoming the first ever German drag superstar. As a cis woman begins to dominate Drag Race, fans are now eagerly waiting for drag kings, maybe, to get the same recognition. Question number 1, with a Bacardi eggnog shot that we have left over from Christmas. I'd swallow that. Listen, that coquito gets better the more it's
Oh my gosh, yes.
It gets stronger, all right?
And the show will tell it.
I'm just saying, all right? I'd swallow that. I was thrilled when Pandora Knox made herstory as Drag Race's first. Like, I kind of want to have sex with her. She's a lesbian, she's a cisgendered woman, and she's winning Drag Race. Like, just take that all in. You know, like, that's huge.
You're gonna take that all in.
I want to.
Like, listen, I'm all about it. I mean, for us as a franchise, I feel like I'm a part of the fucking show.
Really, you are.
As a part of the franchise,
Are you getting out money?
We're coming out little by little, morphing into out. I think, like, there's been, this is what, the second lesbian now, right? I think it's when it starts to cross over into, you know, straight cis women, I think I might start to have little bit, maybe. I'm probably going to eat my words later.
Okay.
Because you know what, it's like, you know, years down the road when you realize, like you said, I don't want a cell phone. It's going to hold me down. And then you're like, thank God I have cell phones. Maybe I'll. So shout out to the lesbians that are doing big things. Drag queens, I think, is going to take it to a whole other level. I think there should be a drag king competition separately altogether. But I'm definitely happy. I'm very ecstatic for lesbians kind of joining the scene and kind of doing big things. But let's maybe keep it there, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if, I might have to agree with what Jonathan is saying also, just because, you know, it is our thing, right? And we're like a kid, nobody play with my game.
Yeah.
Deal, right? But, you know, but I love her win. In Dragula, that's another franchise. A cis woman also won that. So, you know, women are coming and doing big things, you know. The drag kings, I haven't, you know, I don't have an issue with it, but I don't get the same entertainment that I do from a drag king than I do from a drag queen. And again, and it's hard to say that because I know a couple of drag kings who I love and respect and I think are fantastic performers.
Yes.
But I don't feel the same way.
So I totally agree with you. Let's give the props to our lesbian sisters for finally getting their opportunity. I do agree. Let's keep it queer. Let's keep it to that. Let's keep it there.
Yes.
Because I think they do need the opportunity. They are entertainers. They are amazing. So we don't need to knock them for that. Give them that, shut the door, and not allow them to sit at the table. I also agree that our kings deserve their own space. Let's recognize the kings for what they do, because there's a different kind of an art form that comes with the king. Meaning that how you dress, how you perform, the songs that you choose, there's a whole different element. So I do agree that we should now have found the space for them. Let's build an opportunity, let's build a table for them and keep it separate so that we recognize both sets of art forms, both sets of gifts, and not blend it too much, because then I think we lose some of the gifts that our performers have by blending it way too much.
Absolutely. Okay. And it goes on to that with, including, men doing drag kings and then cis women doing drag queens. But at the same time, we keep preaching inclusivity. And when are we going to formulate our own plans once we get through, more comfortable with everyone else to say, you know what, let's have more cis women a part of it. Cis women who are lesbians, keep it queer, of course, but we do need to evolve down the line. The name Drag Race already includes that, whether intentional or not. We have to, eventually grow into that.
Yeah, and I think there's a space for everyone.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made a great point,
I know,
Cameron, because it only. I never say that, but
I know.
The coquito, yes.
Yeah, I'm a little drunk. It only brings up like metamorphosis or whatever.
Maddymorphosis,
who's actually a straight man.
Oh, that, yeah.
So, and I'm not retracting my statement, but I'm also saying I forgot about Maddymorphosis, and I wasn't really appreciative of Maddymorphosis' involvement, although drag was, cross-dressing, I guess, was a big thing for straight men, especially on TV before there was queer actors and such. But when it comes to Maddie and straight men, I also feel like maybe they should be excluded.
No. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment to go back to what drag really was. Drag was the opportunity for men to honor the women. Drag was the opportunity to entertain. So you might not necessarily could do the voguing thing, but you could perform, and you could now highlight the women folk. So I'm not necessarily worried about the straight guy performing as drag, as long as you're performing as the drag artist and you give a highlight to that woman.
Yeah.
Now you cannot be going Drag Race and all of a sudden be a straight guy doing straight guy stuff because it doesn't fit the mode of honoring our women, our women. So I push back a little bit, but I agree on that side. Like let's keep it to the moment of celebrating the women who paved the way, who celebrated us as queer folks.
Do you think that RuPaul's Drag Race has? Well, I mean, damn, they have Drag Race everywhere in the world now, right? So I mean, but do you think that they'll come and bring us a drag king season?
Nope.
Like you said that quickly, like you didn't even think about it.
I'm gonna tell you why. So, and here's the reason: gay men do not want to see our drag kings, the true kings, our siblings being dressed as kings. They won't put the same amount of money and emphasis into that community.
It's like the WNBA.
Because that's segregation. Until we realize the art of what they do and invite them to the table.
Yes, and exactly like Maddymorphosis, right? Okay, I remember when we did 1,000,000 stories because it was a straight man in Drag Race, right? And I was like, bullshit, that's crap. I don't want to see a straight man in Drag Race, right? So what happens? I end up seeing an episode and not knowing who he was.
Who he was, yeah.
And he was talented and had good drag, okay? So that's how you get me.
No, by the way, he has like a very a popular podcast and is doing very well. He's hilarious. I think in terms of professional, drag, do your thing. I'll go watch a show. I'll go to the club and give you your flowers. I'm just saying RuPaul's Drag Race is very specific in its like guidelines, and I think we should keep it as such.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stop you from doing drag. You know what I mean?
No.
And so, my pushback. Think about our Work Manor area. We the king of the gay city. How many drag king shows do you see regularly?
Very little.
Very little. And you only have certain queens. Velvet who pushes. Not many folks who do because they want that element. And the reason being because the clientele won't support them.
Yeah.
And so until we open up our doors, until we open up our eyes.
Sure, it is that, but it's also the type of drag in the music. It's essentially a man or presenting as a man or as like a showman, like some very specific top hat with a vest. It's very simple where when you're wearing 40-inch weaves and your makeup
And your
is
dress is
Hang on.
20 pounds.
So hang
Yeah.
on.
Hang on.
Hang on to that. I gotta hang on to
There's
that
your
too.
own misconception and preconceived
no, this is
notion.
not misconception. This is what I see when I see drag kings. This is all that I
What
see.
he has.
Yeah,
seen.
That's my experience.
Yeah.
I understand that, but please understand that's not it at all.
Oh no, sure.
Okay, so give
Sure.
us more.
Prove
Give us
me
more.
wrong.
Give us more because I agree with Jonathan. I think that there's space for everyone, and inclusivity means include everybody. I'm sorry, it really does.
Absolutely.
Even straight people. Sorry,
I will.
Even the breeders, we have to let them in, right?
I had a whole
But-
thing about breeders
So
already.
please tell me. I want to know more.
Yeah, no. So drag king art has been defined in all of its male representation, going from the stereotypical Jonathan Casañas to the full Cameron Glass experience. You're getting
Why you get a fool and I get a Jonathan Casana?
Maybe I am full-bodied. What do you mean? But drag king is just as diverse as drag queens are.
I assume
It's
so.
not just top hat and a vest, although that is what is more palatable at the moment. But once again, as we started with drag queens, we have to start with the palatableness and then push boundaries,
evolve,
push
and
in,
start
and
pushing,
evolve,
and
and
start
become
pushing.
accepting.
And also, let us not forget our siblings, our trans men who do drag,
Yes.
who are drag kings, who need that space, who often don't get that opportunity to perform because of the misconceived. And so you get a genuine performance. You get I get a Johnny Gill performance. I had to reel all the way back in. A Chris Brown performance. Right. But you get that art that we often miss out on, and those folks who have that level of gift, we often lose because again we close the door on those abilities.
Nah, man, it's just got to be good. It just has to be really, really good. Like if a drag
The only way
queen
to know
shows
if it's
up,
good is to see it.
huh?
The only way to know if
Well,
it's good is
I
to
invite
see
you.
it.
I know a couple.
I just saw one the other day. By the way, I lost a lip sync battle to a drag king.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember?
Yes.
and
to the butcher. What was her name? The butcher.
No,
Yeah.
it was
Her name.
it was the mixed hamburger, mixed Murray, the gentleman,
Yes.
they won
the
the non-binary, yes.
person that had won.
So
Yeah.
shout out to drag queens, drag
Absolutely.
kings.
Drag kings.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that's what my experience is. And sure, I want to kind of limit it when it comes to RuPaul, but in terms of the rest of the world and society as a whole, anybody could be doing drag.
Come on, let's do it. So next, the iconic to the Chuckyverse. As reported by EW, Waters is set to join Chucky season 3 as the creepy creator of the Good Guy founder, who eventually gets wrapped up with Chucky in part 2 of season 3. This will be Waters' second time in the company of a Chucky doll. He played a photographer named Pete Peters in 2004's Seed of Chucky. Question number 2, I'd swallow that. I just knew that John Waters was the Spawn creator of the Chucky doll.
I'm drinking to that my Baltimore sibling. Yes,
You love a John Waters.
You love you some John
Because-
Waters. He's mayonnaise. Isn't he mayonnaise
he is
to you?
mayonnaise, but the character itself, all John Waters' characters in every movie is always creepy, always very ancient,
Campy.
very campy, very that guy that you see peeping through the windows, like you walk by, and you don't want to look, you don't want to glance over because he's that guy that the girl in Portugal is like he's in the TV, like you run from,
Yeah.
So I see him in this and I celebrate this. And again, he's a Baltimore, so I'm all about
So you
Baltimore.
love.
I love,
Yeah.
love.
Do you kids like Chucky? Like the new Chucky, the old Chucky? You weren't even born when
I
the old
wasn't.
Chucky
You
came
weren't
out.
born, man.
I was an
I have a
embryo.
Chucky doll older than fucking Cameron. Do you understand that?
I got underwear older than this bitch, but so hey.
I know. I was talking to production earlier today. I mean, I haven't watched this new series. I heard it's really, really good, but it gets a little
You heard it's really, really
corny.
good. Really? You heard somebody say it's really, really good?
Didn't you say that?
But they have gay
Too
characters,
really.
right?
really, really good.
They have some queer folks on that one. So I think that kudos to that, and it's creepy. Like we are now being featured in mainstream. So now you got the horror, you got the young queer folks who are now fighting and fighting for their lives and still loving each other and finding ways to be loving. And so I think that's kind of amazing. So I think that's key.
I think John Waters should create a drag queen horror series.
Right,
That would be
he
hot.
should.
That shit would be phenomenal.
Right? Like he should.
Yeah.
Like, come on, that's not on your mind, John Waters. You
Yeah.
love drag queens more than RuPaul does. Like, I mean, come on.
Divine was kind of creepy though. I love her to death, but Divine was kind of that
Yeah,
one that
of
could have
course
been.
she was.
Yes.
Of course she was.
She'd have been an amazing killer, right?
Of course,
Oh,
yeah, she would have been a
absolutely.
great, but I mean, she's also like the role
Oh,
model
yeah.
of so many different
oh my
drag
God,
people.
yeah.
Like, you ask
Yeah,
them.
that's-
and
okay?
some monsters.
And that came from John Waters. So, I mean, watch the Chucky movie. He might. I think I'd watch it just to see what he would do.
I agree,
with
me
it.
too. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's I'd Swallow That. Next up is our segment that we call the best thing of the week. Pornhub has released its annual year in review, and the results are exposing the watching habits of the site's gay viewers. The wildly popular porn website has released information on its most popular stars, search terms, demographics, and the time spent browsing. When it comes to the most searched for gay terms, twink takes the cake, of course. Anime and hentai are both fictional Asian categories that rank in the top 5. And Pinsy and Asian make up the rest of the top 5. Okay? All right. Korean and Japanese are also in the top 15 most searched for terms. The rest of the top 10 includes terms like straight, furry, furry boy, and black.
Yo, straight.
For Pornhub Gay's most viewed categories, the top 2 spots are dominated by straight guys, of course, and black.
Oh,
Ooh.
The first best thing of the week, the best thing of the week, here are the top porn terms that were searched in 2023. What do you think? Do you agree with these
I
top
love
search
that we
terms?
made you
my
read
God.
this off.
I'm going to get me fans. So clearly I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, you got to tag yourself. I thought I was like in the top 1% of categories in terms of porn
In
search.
your searches, what are your searches?
Well, there was public is one of them, which
Public,
was
public.
all the way low down.
Yeah.
Bear is one of them, which is one of the least. It went up 3 spots, but it was still.
Still least.
I never in my life have searched for twinks.
Never.
They're at the top. That is interesting
Okay,
to know.
but think about it. Pornhub is not a gay porn site. You know, it's just porn.
Yeah, I guess
you know
you're
what I
right.
mean?
It's the
Like,
gateway porn site.
It's
if
the
you think
gateway
about it.
porn, yeah, for everybody. You know, I get it. But and twink is never gonna go away. That search is.
That's amazing.
Or
Shout out.
I love what is it? Straight men. I mean, that's like something that you
But hold
boys are
on,
never gonna.
but that was the weird thing. It's like it is essentially a straight site, like presenting. Why the fuck are you searching for straight?
Gay for pay.
I do. So I am that guy. So I look for amateur stuff. I look for the straight,
Yes.
the straight guy hustle kind of moment,
Yes.
or the hidden camera kind of thing, or I even like the massage, like the whole spa kind of moment where the guy.
Do you like it dirty with like the socks on and stuff?
So you know I
Boxers
don't like
on, baby.
You know I don't like dirty feet. So
Okay.
yeah, gotta be, if you're gonna have some socks on, they need to be
Had to say
white.
something.
Yeah,
Had to say
If your feet are no,
like so chocolate got you. You're absolutely right. Yes. So, but I
can't.
want to see that piece, and so I was also surprised that those were not in there, and so only can see why straight was in there only because like the moment of you getting him from point A to all of a sudden he is now taking something up his butt and he didn't even realize it. Like, like how
What
did
is
this happen?
that?
you didn't realize. No,
Right.
I feel you. Like, but I'm more of that's very subtle. You can't write straight because if you write straight, then nothing ever happens. Like if the subtle ones are like when you're in a threesome, like it's male, female, or something like bukkake or some sort of group, and then you're on top of the woman essentially, and they still have to feed her, right? There's a mouth there that's ready for the
that's
taking.
ready.
But when you're belly to belly, missionary.
Oh, wow.
You still got all of these penises in your face.
Absolutely.
That's the part that gets me.
Like, what do you wear? Like a face guard? Like, do you wear something?
Nice. You
Like,
can get hit. You gonna get hit.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, it's in your mouth, and it just kind of lands. Remember straight bus, but all of a sudden you're like, hey, like the whole thought of it.
Yes.
And so that's what I
Bait and
like.
switch.
And the bait and switch part. And so I'm also surprised about how the folks who they featured is of people who are superstars, like that whole, like the twinkiness. Like how many twinks can you see that all look the exact same versus I'm just saying, you know. But I think
the same.
but you don't like twinks.
But
They're not
I
your
don't.
thing.
They're
That's
not my
something that
thing.
you would go
That
search.
I would never. Again, I would never. Very much. I would never.
Okay.
I would turn it off real quick. But
But he's so adamant about it. Like, it's, you know what I mean? He's like, no, I would
Same.
never.
Same.
I would never.
I would
So
never.
you-
I mean,
you
no.
would-
Shout out to Twigs. Work
No,
like
no,
their
no,
thing.
no, shut
All
up.
day.
But
On the
hell
second
no.
You're
floor.
welcome to the elimination chamber. So production.
Oh my God.
You're welcome to the elimination.
Find your camera.
chamber.
Which
Yeah,
was
find
this
my
camera?
My camera, but Twink, you're welcome. We can film. We can collab. Again, thank you for teaching me how to market myself. Where would I be?
Listen.
Sexual chocolate all day. BBC.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag.
Hashtag, right? I'm telling you, I've never been more turned on in my life. That's all. Let's move on. If you are wondering what else the Pornhub Year in Review report has revealed, then this data is for you. In the gay section of the Year in Review,
Here
the
we go.
report has listed the top 5 most searched gay porn stars, and the results are surprising. They are all white men. I know elimination.
Oh, so surprising.
This one.
With Tyler Wu, he's
the
a
only
plural
one. Yeah,
performers of color in the top 10. Hello, he is gorgeous. Some of the gay performers include regular Gay VN Award winners like Joey Mills, who has won Favorite Twink twice. okay, since 2018. Not favorite twink once, favorite twink twice, all right? And Cade Maddox, ooh, I love that name, who has won favorite cock the last 2 years at the annual awards for gay porn. Hi, my mom's gonna be so proud. Number 10 is Dan Benson, followed by Raheem Shabazz. Can I say his name right? Say it?
Raheem.
Raheem. Oh, why would he spell it like that?
Yes, yo.
You know how many Raheems I grew up with?
That's
They
why,
didn't spell it like
that's why I
that.
say I know you, Raheem.
Because that's like rhythm. He's
Raheem,
about
you're
to run,
kidding me,
yo.
Raheem Shabazz, Felix Fox, Reno Gold, Tyler Wu, and others. While number 1 is Malik Delgardi, excuse me. The second best thing of the week, here is the most popular gay porn stars of 2023. Did your favorite make the list?
Who are these people?
So none of you guys
Honestly,
like that, yeah. Yeah, you're not into the porn stars themselves.
So I do like Raheem. Raheem is kind of sexy.
Raheem could get it.
I was
So
kind
you
of
knew
mad.
of Raheem
Yes, I did know about
beforehand.
Raheem.
Okay.
I was kind of mad that Max Connors is not there, who's now straight. They're now identifying his bottom role now. He's getting his cake speak now.
Okay.
But I'm a little sad that none of our FTM siblings are there, like Stevie Tricks and Andre FTM, like some of those folks who are like making it happen and doing real work. And like surviving in this sex world thing, So I want us to take a moment to make sure that we invite all and give them their sexiness, because they're putting on the strap-ons. They're still doing all the same
No,
thing.
but they ain't making the top
But
10
they ain't
elimination.
making
it.
We ain't talking about
So
that,
I will.
Poppy.
That's
good.
you said my
That's
favorite.
But you
said my
want to give
favorite.
flowers to everybody. I see it doesn't work that way.
I know,
You've
it's
only
true.
got enough room. You've only got enough flowers. I mean,
Right. Yeah, you're right.
But those are my favorites. Those are folks that I want to see.
So do you folks have any porn stars of the past that you still like or you still think of?
Oh, absolutely.
Like Jenna Jameson is my girl. She'll always be my girl. I want to sleep on her twat so bad. Like, it's not even funny.
Tiger Tyson, the guy with the scorpion. Remember the guy that had scorpion on his penis? Y'all remember him from New York?
Scorpion on a penis.
Apprende, the whole Apprende series from New York. Do you not?
Nah, I don't watch porn.
Am
like
I
that.
old? Okay,
No.
sorry, I'm a little
Okay,
old.
so that's
Other than like
kidding.
Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy, when I was a kid, I was like, that's a bear. And my brain blew up. Now you see him now, and you're like, why did I ever think?
Ron Jeremy grabbed me to kiss me, and I almost threw up. Right?
What?
I was
Yes,
like, oh,
yes,
hell no,
yes.
bitch. No.
like his breath stink.
There was just like nothing, no.
Yeah,
He-
there's
and he
nothing
seemed,
about
like,
it anymore.
Confused. I was like, no, bitch. But I did want to see his penis, which he so nicely showed me. And
Oh, really?
Huge!
Yeah,
Like, I've
yeah.
never seen a
Ooh.
penis like that on a white man. Like, no.
Remember the gentleman that had the whole dildo series? The white guy that had the whole dildo series after him? I can't think of his name. He's had black hair, white guy.
Ron Jeremy's
David, do you
penis?
know who he's talking about, David?
He's that white guy that had the whole dildo.
Nobody knows.
Oh,
no.
man.
You know how
Yeah,
many
I'm
white
old.
guys there are?
I know,
porn?
right? I'm so old.
He said the white
I'm
guy.
so old.
I will say, like, it was my birthday a couple weeks ago, and I posted that I didn't receive any nudes. Boy, did I get some nudes.
Woo!
Shout out to these porn stars on
Yay!
Instagram. Because boy, honestly, some of them were needed to be on OnlyFans.
Yes.
Boy, they have a career that they're not tapping into. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to them. Yes, maybe you'll make the next list of next year if you sent Jonathan a dick pic. You just never know.
Thank you, baby.
Well, wondering which cities have the sauciest hookup scene or the most opportunities to score this holiday season? Well, then, get ready to pack your bags and leave because it's not here. We're about to dive into the best cities in the U.S. to get it on. And if you are a Floridian going through a dry spell, here comes the good news for you. The odds are finally in your favor as 3 of the top 5 cities to get lucky in the U.S. are in the Sunshine State, with Tampa leading the game, which I'm
What?
super surprised about.
What?
Ybor City
Right.
has got some hookups, I guess.
I guess.
43% of Tampa's population is single, and Floridians boast 14 orgasms per month on average over there in Tampa.
Oh, shit.
The national average is only 12.5. Damn, that half. 12.5. That was a dud orgasm. I get it. Following Tampa are Florida's Miami and Orlando.
Oh, we're not doing that bad.
Lauderdale,
No, we're
Wilton.
3 and 4.
Well,
dog.
the same thing, right?
That's not bad. Yeah. Well, honestly, I honestly believe that when people think about Miami, they think about Miami and Fort Lauderdale together as one. And
I
that's
agree.
why I think
Yeah, I'm
that
okay
this
with that.
happens,
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
I agree.
Pittsburgh is the second best U.S. city to get laid, followed by others like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Las Vegas, of course, Riverside. Is that Riverside, California? Riverside, California is
Wow.
like 2 hours from LA, and there's shit there.
yes.
Okay, that's where the drug dealers live. That's where they'll
Isn't
go.
it
Like, oh, we
Bakersfield?
found a farm near there with some kids held up in a tent. That's
Right.
what happens in Riverside. Cleveland, Ohio can get it, and others.
Oh, that's Road Runner, yes.
The third best thing of the week, what were the best cities in 2023 to get lucky, folks? Around the table, any other cities that you can think of that didn't make the list?
That didn't make the list.
Well, New York.
Listen, I get a lot of action in Passaic, New Jersey. We be throwing it down in Jersey.
New York.
Yo,
But New York wasn't on there.
New York wasn't. Baltimore has a whole ass park
Baltimore.
where they do like it's very messy. I mean, it's
their
so much.
gay stuff is amazing.
Yes,
you know.
there's so many different things going on. So I'm surprised New York and Baltimore wasn't on there.
Yeah. Anywhere else?
I don't know. I don't get laid. So,
Oh my
I mean,
God,
I
is
That
you
part.
saying that so they can send it to you? Okay, so
Yes.
Jonathan does this, right? He will say, "Oh, I got no pics for my birthday. Nobody loves me." So everybody sends him a shit ton of pics.
Let me
Now
try
he's saying
that.
this.
Right. Let me be Jonathan. So I haven't had my 12.5 orgasms. Facebook, siblings out there. I need my 12.5. We got like.
Yeah.
I'm only up to 11.2.
Right, so I
And
need-
that 0.2 was just that I
We
woke
got-
up with
we
my
got-
dick in my hand and I
we
had no idea what
We
was
got a
going
couple more
on.
days left in the year, so find me.
I play a little coy, innocent boy. That shit works for me. What can I tell you?
Well, folks, let's take a minute to talk about the penis. All
Woo!
right? Like, we don't talk about the penis enough.
I
My
know.
God, the fact that, I should, yeah. All right, okay.
But
I
yours
should-
is bigger than everybody's at the table. What are you talking about?
And my penis goes in a drawer, which is fantastic because, I get to wash it and it's just very easy.
Doesn't drip.
However, the question of size is something that comes up frequently with both straight and LGBTQ+. With this in mind, it will be interesting to find out the average penis size in each state, all right? Okay? Bespoke Surgical recently conducted a large survey, you get it, a large survey, of just men asking them about penis length at full erection and what length do they say their penis is when asked by potential partners, okay? Two different things, right? Dates or significant others. The following are the results, okay? The average penis length varies significantly by state. The averages come in anywhere from 5.22 inches to a whooping 7.44 inches. When it comes to the average penis size by state, the 5 states with the highest average penis lengths in inches were Alabama, 7.4. Damn, Alabama. Louisiana, 7.15.
That's because they're black, bro. They're black.
West Virginia, 7. Vermont, 6.98, and Utah, 6.97. Most states fell between 6 and 6.9 inches. The 5 states with the lowest averages in inches were Delaware, 5.22, New Mexico, 5.36, Maryland, 5.50, Georgia, 5.69, Rhode Island, 5.83. Including those states, only 8 states' averages were below 6 inches. You people lie about your penis.
Lie.
It should be noted that then men in the survey self-reported, and no man ever lies about their size, of course, right? The last best thing of the week in 2023, we found out what states have the largest and smallest penis size. What do you think?
I need to go to New Orleans. That's all I'm saying. They had the above average, and I'm ready to party.
And New Orleans wasn't one of the best sex city either, because New Orleans, they had all those open spots where you can get it in
It's
the corners.
true.
But I'm wondering now, so I have never measured myself.
No, you're a liar.
Shut up.
I've never measured myself, so I
Elimination.
promise you, I've never measured myself.
Okay, but is this something that you're sticking to because you're just, I don't need to
people
measure it. My shit is so big, I'll make the lights go out when I whip it out.
I'll put it on the
Like,
table
is it
like this.
that?
So very much like Jonathan says, I play the game. Like, if you want to see what size it is, come measure it for yourself, and that's a great way to do whatever.
With your mouth.
However you wish to measure it, I'm
Yeah.
all about that.
Okay.
So that's the
haven't.
reason I have not. So I've never measured myself soft or hard, only because now what I have done is I put like
Because
remote.
it's big. Like,
no,
if
I
you
put
were- you know what I mean?
I'm gonna say
Like,
I put
I have
remote
friends that
controls.
stretch that shit out. Stretch it.
I put
that.
remote controls beside it for ideas. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Is
And
it
I
the
had that
size of the
picture.
remote control?
Mine is a little bit bigger than the remote control. I have a
Okay,
picture to
is it
show
the
you.
universal control?
It
Like
is
the
the
bigger
Roku.
one?
It's
Hold
a
up.
Comcast. What is it?
It's 18
Is it the-
That's the remote.
Okay, is it the Apple TV remote or is it like the Sony
You understand,
remote?
you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So
You know.
it's the
like the
18
Fire
the-
Stick
Oh,
remote?
no, it's not the Fire
Or
Stick. It's the real joint. When it's
Let me
hard.
tell you
And
something.
then I haven't measured myself.
Nobody should be measuring their shit unless it's humongous because you don't want to hurt yourself.
Absolutely.
But
One.
you should also be measuring from under versus from over because you're going to get a couple inches you're going to be surprised
Ah,
about.
look
That
at
is
you,
true.
schooling from John. Okay,
Nah,
so
nah.
if you measure your shit to send it to somebody, make sure you go from the bottom, not the top.
Hell yeah, it
That's
gives you
important
an
stuff,
extra
though.
inch. And also, if you want to take pictures of it, go from the bottom and not the top.
know,
Okay,
always,
that's a good view.
always.
That's a good
Hell
view. So
yeah.
how big is yours?
I'm not telling you, it's really small.
No, you're such a liar. Come
I'm about apparently because the average keeps going up. So now I don't want to tell nobody because it's just average, and that's really annoying.
Yeah, but nothing's
there's
wrong
nothing-
with having an average penis.
It's not. Listen, I won't choke you, but I'll give you a mouthful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And at the end,
Emotion
okay,
and ocean.
Exactly. And again, it's not bullshit when people say it's not how big it is if you know how to fucking use it. That's the
Period.
bottom line. Because I'm sorry, like I dated a Rams player and that mother effer had.
big.
You understand?
May I also tell you, growing up, so I was also that guy who would talk about people. You know how women talk about. So I remember my first years coming out with my friends. And I remember talking to a guy and it's shit like a thumb. And so I had all my friends calling him Thumb. His shit literally like a thumb. So they were like Thumpy. And he had no idea. His name was
Thumpy.
he had no idea why they were calling him. I'm like, oh, it's a playful name, honey.
Well, listen, you just got to get with someone that doesn't need, or you're different. Like, for me, I get with someone that doesn't really need size, who's not really interested in size, and has a small mouth. I just make sure that Chris had a small mouth. He's like, you're just so big.
You're so smart. So find somebody with a small mouth and small hands.
Small hands.
Shit would look big and you're
Yeah.
good.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
There it is. Cameron, how long is yours? I don't know why I asked because I really don't want to know. And the reality is that you probably won't answer because you're Cameron. So
Well, if you want to find out, you can find me in Oakland Park, Florida, and we can talk about that later and discuss in person, preferably with your mouth, as we had discussed here.
I
Faye,
will
I'm
say-
sorry, you will not know unless you accidentally see me at the bathhouse, which I've seen you there, so I've run.
so it could
I
happen.
would-
So it could happen. I'd be like,
They were like,
You
she was
would-
lying all the time. But I knew it wasn't real.
I would run into
no,
Faye.
you know I would too.
Faye, if you had a dick, how big do you think yours would be?
I think it would be a good six,
Yes.
6.5. I'd
I
be
feel
good with
that.
that.
I
Like,
feel
because
that.
I'm a big girl. I'm 5'11" and a half, and it would be like probably like, you know. I've asked my brother, and he said that his is about that.
Oh, wow.
See, but that's the average I'm talking about. That's
Yeah.
the Florida average.
Yeah.
You know, and also, I think region to region, we eat differently. Our hormones, I think
Wait,
genes.
what you eat makes your thing longer?
I believe so. I mean, I think it's again.
My shit changes
Hormones.
on a daily.
Again, genetics happens region to region. Everybody's different because again, you got to think about the hormones that we have, how our parents grew up, with the foods that we all develop, how our bodies grow.
Yeah.
It's all tied together, in my opinion. So again, I think that some of those stories, region to region, is very different.
Yeah.
It's all about genetics.
What's the common food in Alabama is what I need to know now.
Also
yeah, the
that.
country.
And do they wear drawers, and like, are they always in the sun? Like, are they outdoor? Are they blue collar? Like, all that shit plays. 'Cause I saw this HBO segment where if you yank on it for a number, no. If you yank on your shit,
It will
and
grow.
after a couple of years, your shit will start, because you have a lot more inside your body.
Okay.
That's called jelking.
Oh, sorry. You have a lot more inside your pelvis, and it will start to
It's
come out.
skin, so it's gonna stretch. Because,
And
It's not skin. It's
I mean,
the actual.
It's the
The
actual thing.
muscle.
Yeah,
from
muscle.
inside it will come out.
Yeah.
And we do have stretches.
And is that why your balls end up on the floor too?
Correct.
Well, they also
Okay,
yeah,
got
that
it,
part, and
got
then
it,
there's
got it,
also
got it,
there's
got it.
ball
I'm learning
stretches,
so
and there's
much.
We
weight.
should have-
There's
we
weight.
should do a
there's-
poll on how
there's-
big
there's
balls are.
jewelry that you can kind of stretch and elongate your
Yeah.
shaft. All those things happen. That can there's also pills that they give you that supposed to enlarge over time, but you gotta so there's all those kind of mechanical things or
But you don't gotta worry about any of that shit. Elimination.
again, hey. If you ever want to measure, where my camera? If you ever want to you
this
can
my
find me, Elimination Onyx, a red bone to see.
Ay, Dios mío. No puedo más. All right. Next. Each weekend it's happening out, we ask our hosts about what is important to them. But the twist is that it must be in just 30 seconds or you will hear me scream and yell. We call this segment What's on Your Mind? And it's sponsored by Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ plus pizza of choice. What's on our mind is the deep dish Detroit style pizza or perhaps the cauliflower thin crust. Jets Pizza has been with It's Happening Out for 4 years, and their Bigger is Better campaign captured our attention. And of course, they're talking about their slices. What do you think we were talking about? Jets supports a huge variety of LGBTQ plus events and nonprofits with more than 400 locations nationwide. They are considered one of the best franchise opportunities in America. And that's why Jets Pizza is our sponsor of What's on My Mind. So what's on your minds for New Year's, for in general, whatever? What is on your mind? Cameron Glass, we will start with you, my friend.
So I don't know if Mercury was in the microwave for me the entire year, but my vibes have been off completely. It's not been my year, I'm going to be honest. These past few months have been absolutely awful. Recently, I've just gone through so much trauma, trials and tribulations. And what I realized and learned, and people tell me this all the time, but I don't listen because when you get in your head and when you get upset, you want to shut people out. You want to isolate. Go outside, touch grass, literally enjoy the beauty that nature has to offer because nothing's going to stop another day and you're just going to have to pick yourself up and keep moving, whether you want to or not, whether you're, presenting your best self, being as happy as you wish you could be. But you're only going to make yourself feel worse if you're just going to sit there and sop up all that negative energy you're putting in your own home. Get out there, try and socialize. It's difficult, it's hard. I know, I've done it, I've been there. Everyone at this table has had their stories. Everyone in your life will have your own stories, but it's something you can do. So enjoy the new year. Make something of it.
Aw, so cute. Good job, Cameron. Thank you. Elimination, what's on your mind, Papa?
What's on my mind is closing the year out with you wonderful humans. Like just being here amongst you guys and starting the new year off right. I'm also doing some house cleaning. Coming into the world is my awesome, amazing self, bringing you sexual chocolate hot fudge. But so I've been doing a lot of like just thinking about closing out 2023 and building 2024 and like removing dead weight in social media, removing dead weight in my life. And so as I'm removing those folks who I have never talked to or don't really talk to, I found that someone reached out to me as a friend. And I'm like, wait a minute, we were friends. When did we not become friends? And so I have a question for the table. Like, do you accept old weight to bring into the new year when they removed you? Like for me, it's a no. Like, why do I want to bring you back into the year when you left me? And didn't tell me why you left me. And so I encourage everyone to do some house cleaning. Find a way to take out the old in 2023, leave it behind, and bring in 2024 Coquito is with a bang and start anew. Start over with an empty slate, sexual chocolate for my friend, and build it up and make it better in 2024. So that's on my mind.
I love you.
This
Thank you,
explains the text you
Elimination.
sent me.
Right. It was like, bitch, go home.
So how about if maybe the person unfollowed you or unfriended you by mistake, thought you were somebody else, didn't know that it was you, and then was like, oops, let me come back.
And I appreciate that, but it was months. And so I love that. And so I gave that thought as well. And I'm like, maybe they were going through something because they relocated. It was a person in our community. And maybe they relocated, life happened, and now. But I'm like, at a certain point, then it should come with an introduction. Say, hey, we lost track. Let's be friends.
Let me
again.
back in.
Let me back in. Or here's the situation. Because we all fall in hard times. And I realize that, as Karen mentioned, we've lost a lot of great people for whatever reason, whether it was mental illness, whether it was substance abuse, whether it was different variety of things. And so folks have to live their journey. But when you exclude someone without a closure and then want one back in, I'm a person who I need some resolution before I can move forward. And this was someone who I thought was a friend, someone who I supported that was in my community. And so now I'm like, you want to be my friend, but what happened all those
block
months?
them.
And that's why I have 700 friends on friend requests, like trying to be my friend.
There you go. Well, thank you, Elimination. And I appreciate that the three of us are on your friend list, and you didn't clean us out of your list.
Well, you on the direct line. You be like, Mr. Chaz again. Okay, you're right. Faye said, get to the show. I didn't have time to get dressed. So there it is. So here it is.
Elimination thought he was off today. I go, don't worry about it. You don't need a shirt. Jonathan Castañas, what's on your mind, Papito?
What's on my mind is I just feel like lately I've been getting burned and left behind, and I don't speak out enough. I don't use my words enough, and people don't really feel or understand how I'm feeling. Well, like this new year, I'm just gonna be the old me and just tell you how it is. And if you got a problem with that, that's on you. Because I no longer have the capacity to hold back. Like, no tengo pela. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to have hair on my tongue, as they say in Spanish. I no longer can resist because I don't need you in my life. I don't need people in my life. Like, not even family. Like, family's cool and everything. But if you're not there for me and you're not telling me how it is, then why should I tell you how it is? And you know what? My life is too full. My life is too busy to be worried about how you feel about me. So let me tell you how I feel about you.
Wow.
Woo! How about you?
Jonathan is.
I love it. Yes.
Jonathan is starting 40, like
Yeah,
in a big way, like that.
That's what it
John
is.
just turned 40 a couple weeks ago, and he's just like, that's it. Overhaul 2024. I ain't taking shit from
Nobody, right? Dang.
I love it. I love it. And also on our mind is the great Jets pizza.
And said, yeah, the world needs more pizza. Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza. Jets Detroit style pizza. Hand pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
Oh, I love to watch that pizza cheese just melt. It's like in slow motion. I love it. Thank you, Jets Pizza. Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church right here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we're broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out Television Studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m. every week. Well, folks, that's it. Another week with It's Happening Out. You sat right here at the LGBTQ kitchen table as we kikied on the things that are important to our community. Wow. Well, you know, Sunday is New Year's. Wow. And New Year's is here. 2024 is among us, is upon us. Okay. And a lot of people do like resolutions and stuff like that. Do whatever makes you feel good for 2024. That's the bottom line. But you know what? Here's my call to action. There's a lot of people hurting and struggling during this time. I've told you before, the holidays aren't easy for everybody. You know, this may be the first holiday you're spending without somebody. You might have lost someone this year, or maybe your dog passed away. There are just so many different reasons why the holidays could suck. Right? So understand that if you're having a wonderful holiday and you're surrounded by people you love and everything is good and you have your health, reach out to people that might not have the same, right? You never know. Just a quick phone call. Hey, what are you doing for New Year's, right? And here's another call to action. You know that person that you're kind of on the outs with and you're not really speaking on the same terms like you used to? Call them up when the ball strikes midnight. All right? Call them up. No one is going to say anything against you New Year's Eve at midnight when you call them and say, hey, baby boy, I'm sorry about what happened. Can we talk when the New Year's here? No one will say no to that. All right. Find that person that you need to reconnect with for 2024. That is my call to action for you. So, folks, we invite you to follow our 501c3 nonprofit experiment. Is our LGBTQ plus community important to you? Our mission means that we deeply believe that it is. Thank you for joining us and taking a little time to have some fun with us. I'm Faye. What?
Do it again.
I'm Faye. What?
All of our notes. I
didn't even.
That wasn't me. I didn't. My mouth was not moving.
Everyone on an F one more time.
I need all
My mouth was not moving.
I need all of us to go like to the left. You know?
I'm Faye. What?
No. Who's doing that note?
Wow.
That's weird.
That was the wrong note. And remember,
minor triad.
that's how we end. Oh, we gotta do that again. We can't end 2023 on a bad note. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Wait.
You can tell the performance. I'm like,
yes, we were ready.
Singers and
Right, I'm
the
like,
not singers, right? I'm Faye. What?
Close enough.
Close enough.
And remember, if it's important to you,
It's happening out.
Happy New Year. We love you.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.